This device to talk to YouTube is just a bit of a pain in the ass. You know, that's the only reason why I don't do it very often. But see there? Right there. Located. Found the PlayStation 5. I am now considering, and I think I'm leaning in the direction of doing it, selling it on eBay and getting some of my money back. Over time, those of us that have affectionate feelings for JRPGs have been left out in the cold by Sony, abandoned. So the grievance goes deeper than ultimately the loss of physical media, which in of itself is just the latest in a long series and sequences of outrages about the company. Nobody is asking for more Concordian live service slop. Nobody's asking for shooters, from them. We've got shooters from other companies, that we're, if you want to play that people much prefer to their shit, like Arc Raiders and all that other stuff, to their crap that they're pushing and everything. So nobody wants one from Sony and everything, and on Sony's ecosystem and platform. No thanks, and everything. And us JRPG fans have been, especially if we have a preference for the turn-based variety, have been, effectively sidelined by the company, and I know that there are gamers who don't like turn-based RPGs, but I do, and give me a sec. I gotta get this thing off because we're in the middle of summer, to come sit out here because it's cleaner out here and everything, to talk to you and all about this stuff. But I just went over the list of highly anticipated upcoming JRPGs, and I realized something as I was going over it, which, was, with respects, I mean, the biggest titles in the genre are either available on the Switch 2, or they're being launched, and the most anticipated are either being launched on the Switch 2, or they're being launched on Steam and everything, or GOG was the final holdout on all of it. Like, pretty much only the Fire Emblem games were exclusively being launched on the Switch 2. The Atlas games like Persona 6 and everything were effectively being launched on, the PC, as well as other consoles like the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox and everything. But I don't need to go out and buy anything more as it stands, because I have access to it via my PC, which, has my laptop, which has 64 gigabytes. It's a nice little laptop. Very nice. And everything, especially in this RAM apocalypse, not needing more RAM and being fully maxed out is nice. Because now I can just sit nice and pretty for the next 5 years and everything, and wait out this shitstorm that's brewing in the RAM markets and everything, and wait for the fabs to be built and everything. Like, I bought mine just at the tail end of December 2025, and so, I'll be good till 2030 on Windows, and then at that point I probably just will migrate to Linux and eke out another 5 years, with the minimalistic Gen 2 install and everything, so that I don't have to buy a PC for a very long time, don't have to buy a laptop for a very long while and everything, because I've upskilled and gotten better at using computers, and as a result, I am comfortable in the world of Gen 2 and everything. I've gotten better about that sort of thing, gotten used to reading the Gen 2 documentation and everything, and this has been going on for a while, and Sony effectively has, On the Apple side of the equation, at least they had iMessage, you know? They had something where there was going to be a cost of leaving and everything. And, you know, that's still a cost to this day, but a lot of us have figured out how to buy a Mac Mini and, you know, install a Blue Bubble server, you know, and everything to retain access to, you know, our old iMessage accounts and everything, so that we, you know, are effectively able to communicate with people via iMessage, even though we're on the Android side of the equation, you know, and everything, and making different choices than our neighbors and everybody else around us and everything, you know, because we have a different preference. We prefer the freedom, the relative freedom that exists on the Android side of the equation to the top-down tyranny that exists on the Apple side of the equation and everything. Freer platform on Android and everything. And so, why this has all been going on, you know, JRPG fans have been basically left out in the cold by Sony. Nothing that they've launched on their platform can, you know, is locked in such a way that you can't access a turn-based JRPG except by buying the PlayStation 5. There's not a single exclusive turn-based JRPG available for the PlayStation 5. None. Zero. Zilch. And so I am at the point where I am leaning pretty strongly towards selling my PlayStation 5, especially in light of this announcement about physical media. You know? What the fuck do I need it for? Why the fuck did I buy this thing? I've been asking myself this for a while now and everything, because nothing's come out that's justified the purchase at all. You know, like, why would I fucking care if some of these games are available on the PlayStation 5 if I can just play them on the fucking PC anyways? Which is where I prefer to play most things. The only reason why I have any preference for the Switch 2, for instance, is that it has a better battery life and everything, and I can take it with me. It's more portable, you know, than the laptop, which isn't quite as chained to, you know, having to access a full electrical outlet. You know, a 12 volt in the car is just fine. You know, the car charging ports are just fine and everything with respect to it. Whereas my laptop needs a full electrical outlet and everything, because it has maybe 2 hours of battery life without, and probably more like 1, without being plugged in and everything. It's a powerful system, but it, you know, it's so powerful it can burn itself out very quickly and everything, and exhaust its battery very quickly and everything. So, you know, it's a 5070 NVIDIA card that's in it and everything, so it's current generation and everything, and it's immensely powerful compared to what I'm used to and everything. It's like, I've tested it with C and benched it and seen that it can do about 400 gigaflops, you know, so far, but I've managed to optimize matrix math towards at everything. It is capable of pushing some pretty serious output. It's almost getting to the point where these systems are a teraflop in performance, you know, and everything. They're getting very close. You know, we're almost halfway there and everything. And, you know, so I've got a very powerful system and everything, and that is even getting all the performance out of it that I can get. It's just getting closer and closer to the theoretical maximums that it's able to put out. That's just the best I've been able to optimize it towards and everything. And so it's a powerful machine. 400 gigaflops? Are you kidding? You know, like, Jesus. You know, and so, you know, the Sony, you know, has screwed the pooch so hard for a very long time. I mean, I've been pissed off at them and bothered by their behavior for a very long time. I mean, I've been with the crew of people that's been asking, where the fuck are the games? I'm still asking that. You know, a couple people have stopped because they've found a few things that they like. But for me, you know, who pretty much only like turn-based RPGs, I'm still asking it at this point in July of 2026. I haven't stopped. So I mean, what the fuck do I need this thing for?